Good morning for all present here. It's my privilege to introduce Dr. S. Arulchelvan sir to the gathering, who is the speaker of this session, coordinator of the program, and dean of our college, University College of Engineering, Vizhinjam. He is a very good academician, researcher, and a strong administrator too. He did his doctorate about role and effectiveness of electronic media in Indian higher education under Anna University, Chennai. He did his postdoctoral research fellowship about social interactive television, a comparative study of Portugal and India in Portugal. He received fellowship award in 18th Graziano Lopez Jaina Fellow in Community Journalism from University of Philippines 2014. He awarded as Best Young Educationalist in Media from Education Today Tamil Nadu 2018. He also received Best NSS Program Officer in 2013 from Anna University, Chennai. He started his career as a reporter of Dinamalar in 1997 and rose to senior reporter in 1999 and served up to 2005. 2006, he started his academic and research venture. He guided more than 10 research scholars and published around 7 books and chapters. He published articles of 55 international research journals and 45 articles in international conferences. He presented more than 30 invited lectures and conferences, workshops. He conducted more than 50 events and workshops. He did many government projects and consultancy work to many organizations. He is an active reviewer and editorial member for 30 journals. He is a renowned writer for Tufusar University, Alagappa University, Tamil Nadu Open University, Indira Gandhi National Open University, State Research Center, and UNICEF India. He is the director of Center for Development of Tamil in English and Technology, Anna University, Chennai. He holds more than 20 professional memberships all around the world. Now I welcome Dr. S. Arulchelvan sir to present his lecture on media and information literacy. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for the nice introduction about me. Good morning, my dear fellow faculty members and research scholars. This session is going to handle by me as a coordinator and resource person. I am doing a dual role now. The topic of this session is the media and information literacy. Okay. So many literacies are there. We are speaking, discussing about literacy, India's literacy level, literacy rate, illiteracy, literacy. Okay, what is the media and information literacy? Why we should discuss or study about this? What is the necessity? This is the information era. Media regularly bombarding so much of news, content, information through mainstream media and social media. We should understand why we are consuming the information. Which media is giving correct information, we should know. That's why we are studying about this media and information literacy. Right. Can you see my?
Yes, sir. We can see your screen. Yes.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Have you seen my
Yes,
PPT?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello?
It is visible, sir. It is visible. Your
Hello?
screen is visible.
It is visible, sir. It is visible. We can see you and your slide.
But எனக்கு ஏன் reply வரலையே? எல்லாம் கரெக்ட்டா தான் இருக்கு. நீங்க எதுல பேசுங்க, மைக்ல பேசுங்க, ரிப்ளை பண்ணுங்க.
Sir, it's audible, sir.
இங்க வரல எனக்கு. ஓகே. ஸ்கிரீன் சார் ஆகல. ஸ்கிரீன் தெரியுதா? ஏன் ஸ்கிரீன் மூவ் ஆக மாட்டேங்குது? Okay, right. Okay, now it's clear. Literacy. Normally, we are speaking about literacy, basic literacy. The basic literacy is reading, writing, and speaking. Other literacies are now the digital literacy, computer literacy, so many literacies are there. Okay. Reading. What is reading? How to look and identify the letters and signs, and how we are understanding the same letters and signs. That is called reading. Similarly, writing, how to use the letters and symbols to communicate, to express our feeling or emotion, like that. The communication we are studying. This is the basic literacy. The reading and writing and speaking ability is called literacy. This literacy is very basic. Actually, how to use the letters and symbols, how to understand that. That is very, very important aspect in the infodemic era. Now we are getting so many information, so much information from across the world through different platforms. Okay, this literacy is very much important for reading, writing, understanding. Okay. Similarly, we should have some other literacy to use properly, so utilize properly. For example, we are regularly eating daily 3 or 4 times from the age of 1 or 2. Even before that, the mother's feeding is there. Even though after 1 year, we are regularly eating many dishes, items. Sometimes we are having lot of food varieties. We are not taking all the foods simultaneously or one by one. We are not taking all the things. We are very choosy. Am I correct? If some of the varieties are there, what we are doing? I like only dosa. I like only puri. Like that, we are choosing what is the side dish. Even in the side dish, what are the things should be, what are the ingredients should be there. Everything we are choosing. If you are going for a buffet, what we are doing, so many items are spreaded over the table, but we are taking which one is attract us or which one is interested for us. We are taking the food. We are not taking all the food items, because if you are taking, it will affect our digestion, health. Am I correct? But are we following? Everyone following this understanding? No. That's why we are getting a lot of health issues. We are taking all the things. So if we want to eat properly, we should have some food literacy. What are the ingredients are there? How the food is prepared? Is it suitable for us or not? This kind of food literacy is needed. Otherwise, we will eat the food items not suitable for us. It will give some side effects. Okay. Similarly, You can see the time is 11:40 only. So I think it is not creating hungry for you. I think your stomach is already filled, half filled, I think. Okay. Now we are driving. We are driving on the roads. Which picture is attracting you? First one or second one? Mostly is. They say second. Why?
Human element.
Very young. She's the driving.
Human element.
Young girl. She's looking us. Am I correct? But she's not looking the road. It is not correct way of driving. We should know the road literacy. Are we following the road signs, road norms, rules? That is very important. If we are having the road literacy, driving literacy, the accidents won't happen. But India, we are witnessing so much of accidents, road accidents every day. Okay. Then water. Water is a very precious one nowadays. Last year, Chennai and other metropolitan cities faced the water crisis. There is no groundwater anywhere. Even the trains, that through trains we are getting water from somewhere else, from Erode, Bhavani Sagar, Andhra, and many other places. Even though we are wasting water, you can see the picture. The water tap is open, the water is going, wasting. You can see the second picture. We are wasting the water with bare hands. We have to need the water literacy. If you have the water literacy, we won't face this kind of crisis. You know, the last year, the Cape Town, the South African city, is faced the zero level of water. Zero level. There is no a single drop of water in the Cape Town. They all are very much worried. They are not able to get the water for drink or and other purposes. There, it is water business become a very most important business in the area. The reason is we are not utilizing the water properly. We are wasting it. Like that, nowadays we need a computer literacy, digital literacy. Apart from that, during the information era, the digital invasion, the low cost, cheapest internet availability, accessibility, we are getting so much of information, news from different sources through different platforms. It affects our mind, knowledge, and many other things. So, what literacies we should have at this time, especially in this infodemic era, because information is overloaded. Obviously, we need media and information literacy. Then only we can access correct information, perfect news. They won't affect us. Okay. Information is a basic human right. Very long back, the information is the property of some intellectuals, some group of people. Now the information is democratized. Information is democratized. Everyone is getting all the information, especially due to the internet use, internet availability, we are getting all the things. Apart from that, based on the UNESCO's declaration, most of the countries implemented passed the bill, the Right to Information Act. Even our country, India, passed the bill in 2005. Getting information is our right. Information is power also. Whoever is having lot of information, correct information, depth information, they are always the rich people. If in the class, one or two students only knowing all the information about the development activities, whether classes are there or not, whether we can submit the assignments or the professor postponing it, the one or two students are very important person in the whole class. So the information, whoever having the information, they are rich. So now we should become rich in the information area. Without information, people can neither understand nor effectively respond to the events that shape their lives and world. You can easily understand during this corona period, we are expecting the minute by minute information, whether the government or health department or police department, local administration, are they giving, what are they giving, what are the information they are giving? Are they updating whether the pauses needed or not? What are the relaxations are there? At what time the shops open and close it? Whether we should wear the mask or not necessary? This kind of so many information we needed. If we are not getting the correct information on time, we are not effectively respond to this corona epidemic. The good information leads to good decisions. Good information, the perfect information, correct information can help us to make a correct decision, good decisions. Okay. Information empowers. Information empower each and every one, every citizen in the in India, by every man, every person in the world. But it is overloaded. What will happen? Sometimes we are getting many information for the same kind, same issue or same problem. Which one we can believe it? It will affect our decision-making process. Facts provided or learned about something or someone, it is also called information. Facts about a situation or person or event, it is also information. We are getting lot of information from different sources, like our family members, neighbors, friends, teachers, leaders, some unknown persons, many sources. We can get the information through directly. We are getting sometimes through media. Now the social media, we are getting so many things. Information is very important that we are consuming mostly each and every minute. Our brains depend on information to work optimally. If we are getting correct information, proper information, on-time information, our brains work properly. Otherwise, we are responding differently. It will affect our day-to-day activities. If our brain is not getting the information, tomorrow morning we should wake up at 6 a.m. What will happen? Especially in metro cities, we are waking up very lately. We are getting up 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We could not reach our office. We could not take our classes. Many issues will happen. So we should get the information correctly. The quality of information we engage with largely determines our perceptions, beliefs, and attitude. The information should be a quality one. Quality means here the correct information and the perfect information. It could be information from other persons, the media, libraries, archives, museums, publishers, and other information providers, including the so-called internet. The great information provider nowadays, the internet. What are the types of information we are receiving? The raw information. Whenever we are getting some information from our family members and colleagues, it is not shaped, it is not corrected. They are giving the raw information, what happened. Then advertising. Advertising is also information. We are giving the intentional information. They want to make us to buy or accept it. Then publicity, most of the people, earlier there's politicians, celebrities, they want publicity. Now everyone wants the publicity. Even I am posting the FDP poster, in Facebook, WhatsApp groups. We want publicity. Sometimes we want the dual role. Gives the information is disseminating to all through different platforms. Sometimes we are getting some publicity also. I think it's not negative. Wherever we are giving some positive side, we can use it. No problem. Then propaganda, entertainment. For entertainment, we are getting so much. The major one is news, opinion, clickbait, many types of information we are getting. News versus other information. Why we are using the term news and information? News is information about current events. News is something people want to know. We call this as public interest. So what differentiates news from the rest of the information? The news is fact-checked and verified by the professional journalist or reporter. But the information, it is not fact-checked and verified. It is simply passed without any verification by our neighbors, our friends, our colleagues. Many gossips are coming like that way. We are getting gossips not only about the celebrities, we are getting the gossips about our own colleagues, family members, neighbors, but they are not checked, they are not verified. Okay. What are the sources of this information? The newspapers, televisions, radio, websites, social media. So in social media, we are getting so many platforms, apps, websites, many things, messaging applications, conversations among the community members, family members, friends. All the things are our source for information. Okay, we are here getting lot of information. How we can identify whether it is needed or not by us? Is it needed for us? Are they needed? Many information not necessary for us, but we are getting, reading, consuming, overloading all the information. Okay. This slide gives some understanding about the media and information literacy, but we can see it later because I want to give some introduction about the media and information literacy. MIL, we are calling us MIL, Media and Information Literacy. Even now, many universities, even UNESCO, they are promoting this media information literacy because they want to make the people capable to understand the information, whether it is true or not, whether it is needed or not. Okay. The media and information literacy equips citizens with competencies needed to seek and enjoy the full benefits of the fundamental human rights. The Alexandria Declaration of 2005, which places media and information literacy at the core of lifelong learning. we are learning, we are not learning not only in the classrooms or some courses or FDPs. We are learning lifelong, every day from every place, every source. Now they are placed the MIL in the core of lifelong learning. What is the Alexandria Declaration? This Alexandria Declaration passed in 2005 by the UNESCO, which a small girl, little girl, just 9 or 10 years old, she got information, correct information. She researched about the information. Due to that, she cautioned the people accumulated in a beach in Thailand, the Phuket city, in the seashore. So many persons. It is a tourist place. Many people and came as a tourist. They are enjoying in the beach. The girl gave the information about tsunami in 2004 on the day of December 24th, I think. 24th or 26th. Due to that, the girl gave the information immediately. All the more than hundreds of families went away from the beach. That's why they saved their life, because she gave correct information about tsunami. She studied and referred many websites. She gave the information in the gathering in the beach. Some tsunami is coming. Don't stay here. She gave correct information, so they saved their life. This story, this incident plays in the Alexandria Declaration. That is the power of correct information. That is the power of correct information. So they put in the media and information literacy in the core of lifelong learning. Now the UNESCO and many other universities are giving the booklet about media and information literacy. They are giving a lot of training. They are empowering, they are improving the capacity of the citizens. Okay, it recognizes how MIL empowers people in all walks of life to seek, evaluate, use, and create information effectively to achieve their personal, social, occupational, and educational goals. MIL, media and information literacy, can how seeking information, how we can evaluate the information, how to use and create the information effectively to achieve their personal, social, occupational, and educational goals. It is a basic human right in a digital world and promotes social inclusion of all nations. Media and other information providers such as libraries, archives, and the internet are widely recognized as essential tools for helping citizens to make informed decisions. Okay. Like if you are visiting UNESCO website and in Indira Gandhi National Open University and some other universities, they are having a lot of resources about this media and information literacy. The competencies acquired through MIL can equip citizens with critical thinking skills, enabling them to demand high quality services from media and other information providers. You know, now the Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, like that, many social media providers, social media companies, now they are checking, they are verifying the data or information available or fed by the users in their platforms. They are previously whatever we are putting, it is automatically published and disseminated. Now they are having some control to prevent and control the wrong things, wrong information. If somebody is giving wrong information, what will happen? It will affect many people. You know, a few years back in Tamil Nadu, Tiruvannamalai, the holy city of Tiruvannamalai and Tiruvallur district and Karnataka, in many places, there were some problems. They killed some people, old lady and some other persons, because simply due to the information received by a WhatsApp message. There are some child abductors are there. They are giving chocolates and some other prasadam. Then they are abducting the child in that area. So they simply believe the information. Immediately they attack the persons, and old lady in Tiruvannamalai, she died. Okay, in many other places that kind of incidents happening due to the fact information. Though these information are not verified, that is a problem. After these incidents, now many people, many organizations, many researchers recommended to the social media platforms. Now they are putting some controlling mechanisms. Okay. So how began this information literacy or media literacy process? First, you must define and articulate information needs. What are the information you want? Because many information are available. What kind of information you want? You must define and articulate yourself. Then locate and access information. Where is the information is available? How we can access it? Okay, because the same information is available in different places, different platforms, different media. Which one is correct? We must know. Then assess information, then organize the information, then make ethical use of information. After you are receiving the information, you must use it ethically, because sometimes as a user we are making some corrections or additions or deletions, then we are passing to others. It should not happen. Okay. Then communicate information. Use the ICT skills for information processing. We must develop our capacity of information communication technologies to check, verify, and proper use of this information. Like that, media, understand the role and functions of media in democratic societies, because now there are many people, many researchers, many social leaders, political leaders, they are accusing media. They are using the same media as well as they are accusing the same media, because they are not working responsibly. They don't have social responsibility. So we must know what are the roles and the functions of media, especially in our democratic society. We must know. Then understand the conditions under which media can fulfill their functions. If you are seeing all the media based on some variables, we can understand that which media can fulfill their function. We can easily identify the local media, which television channel is correct information. We can easily identify like their websites. The mainstream media, which newspaper, which channel is giving correct information. Then critically evaluate the media content in the light of media functions. The basically media functions are there, to inform, to educate, to entertainment, to develop. So many functions are there. We have to critically evaluate the media content, whether this content is coming under all this category or not. Okay, under all these functions. Engage with media for self-expression and democratic participation. We have to engage with media for self-expression and democratic participation. The participation of in the media is very important. If the media is doing some wrong things or mistakes, it will affect the whole society. So earlier the feedback mechanism were there as a we can write the letters. Now we are sending emails. They are developed now most of the mainstream media also they are having apps, news portals. We can express our feeling, opinion. We have to correct them. Review skill, including ICTs needed to produce user-generated content. Now, the content is not generated by the mainstream media. Not only generated by the mainstream media. More than 70 or 80% of the content is produced by users. That's why the mainstream media, they have the control mechanism. They are checking and verifying before publication or broadcasting. But as a user, we have the great weapon called social media. We are, whatever we are putting, whatever we have, we are putting to others. It is passed and spreaded to many people. So we have to understand the user-generated content manual. The social responsibility, we must know. Okay. Okay, who are the major players in disseminating the information? Creators, someone who creates content. UGC. Earlier, the UGC is called University Grants Commission. Now, most of the UGCs are user-generated content available in the WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, many consumers, someone who receive and consumes the content. Consumer also we are creating. Distributors, someone who distributed the content from traditional content distributors, the newspapers, broadcasters, to digital content distributors, wikis, blogs, social media platforms, search engines, online news aggregators. Many distributors are available now. So here we can understand the information, whether it is correct or not, what kind of information are there. Due to the fact news, we are simply using the term fact news, which it is not correct one. It is not verified one. So the fact news is a poorly defined term that conflates a variety of false information. All the false information are coming under fact news category, but we can say as the misinformation and disinformation. Misinformation is information that is false, but the person who is disseminating it believes that is true. Also, we can say minimum fact or very minimum level of fact is there, but more exaggerated. The misinformation is that information that is false, but there is no intention from the person who disseminated it. Another one is disinformation. The disinformation is information that is false, and the person who is disseminating that he or she knows it, it is false. The disinformation, it is deliberately and intentionally disseminated to other people. The disinformation is very dangerous. Misinformation is some danger also some extent. Okay. Why is social media prone to misinformation? Because everyone saying don't believe information available in the social media. Why? Why is the social media prone for misinformation? Because it is easy to create and disseminate information on social media. Very, very, very easy. If you have a smartphone or a tablet or a desktop computer, if you are using any one of the application, social media application, you can easily create and disseminate whatever you want. Especially the fact information, fact news is spreading very fastly. Okay, you know, in our campus condition, if someone saying tomorrow is holiday, for the next week completely, for Diwali is also coming. For Diwali is a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All the days are holiday. If someone saying it goes virally and spreaded all over Tamil Nadu in a very short time. Okay, so the creation and the dissemination is very simple, then easy to manipulate. If we are receiving some information from others, we can add some more false information. There is no or very little checks or verification. No one is ready to verify or check. Somebody is sending immediately, the human tendency, the believing. Okay, whether it is coming, any information is coming through the media, it is true. That kind of belief is there still. But some kind of very little awareness is created nowadays, but it's not enough. What are the motives for sharing false information? Why they are sharing? Why they are creating and sharing? Sometimes we can take it positively. Sometimes it is a mistake. Sometimes the printing error, or if you are composing some letter or some documents, some errors are there. Because human are always making errors. It is not a intentional issue. It is not a problem. Genuine judgmental mistake. We can't judge everything perfectly because we have our own bias, own understanding, own wishes. So the genuine judgmental mistake also there. Then unintentional and wrong attribution. Without some intention, we are sharing the information. Okay. Then satire, harmless entertainment just for fun. The satire genre is it attracts everyone. The political satire or any social or economic satire, everyone is liking. So these kind of satires are passing, they are sharing for fun. Then publicity, to seek attention for a cause. Maybe this cause is for right one or wrong. We can't judge immediately. Okay. Then financial, to make money out of attention, economy by monetization. They want to make some money, so they are passing false information. You know, during this Corona period, in the name of Prime Minister Relief Fund, somebody is making the separate website, the separate payment system. They pass the information through various media. They collected so much of money. Okay. Then ideological, to propagate the ideology of some religious or political group. To propagate the ideology of some religious, most of the people, they are supporting or part of some religion or political group or some other ideological group. They are propagating their ideology. Sometimes it is true or not, sometimes not. Political motives, to serve the political needs like elections and exercising power. Especially you can see the fact news, fake information is coming during the election period. They are putting lot of information, lot of fake information during the elections. It is disseminated by all the political parties. Then psychological biases. Sometimes we have some personal likes and dislikes. Based on that, we are disseminating the information. Then cultural backgrounds, based on our cultural orientation, family orientation, values, we are passing some false information. Why do we fall for misinformation? Okay, misinformation, or wrong information, or fake information, or disinformation. We are getting these kind of information. Why we are fall? Confirmation bias, because we are not able to confirm. Lack of credibility evaluation. We are not evaluate the credibility. We don't have that kind of skills, because all the people, they can't confirm. Even media people, many people in our sector also, they don't know how to check the credibility. Then how can we say the common man? They are simply believe it. Okay. The attention and impatience. Some of the news items, information, they are attracting people. Immediately, whenever we are getting some information, we have to pass. That kind of urge, human urge is there for everyone. So immediately we are passing to others. We are cognitively lazy. Then we are lazy. Basically, we are not always active for checking. Our emotions are targeted. Sometimes our emotions, or sometimes our own identity, family, political affiliation, many things, many emotions are there. We are crying, we are so many emotions are there. They are targeting that emotion. A very good example is if you are an Indian, if you are a Tamilian, you have to pause it immediately to 50 numbers or 100 numbers. Like that, we are getting so many information. What we are doing, but normal people, what they are doing, immediately they pause. Yes, I am a Tamilian, I am an Indian, I am a patriotic. Like that, they are passing the information without any checking. Reiteration, the illusory truth effect. Sometimes we are thinking that it is correct, it is happening, so we are passing. Then social learning theory, information that looks right. Sometimes more than the original, the duplicate looks perfect. Many of our students, they are copying and pasting the assignments and the other records. They are doing very perfectly. We are thinking that it is correct. That kind of many information are published in websites, social media. Immediately they are believing. Then motivated reasoning. Sometimes they want to motivate for their own some reason, some wishes. Then social pressure. Many things are there. What do most people do want? Focus more on content of messages, not the source or evidence. Immediately, the people, the recipient of information, what they are seeing, what is the content? That's all. Who is giving? Which media is published or broadcasted? They won't worry about that. That is the wrong thing. They won't cross-check from other reliable, authoritative sources. They are not checking with other sources. They go by beliefs and personal biases rather than facts. Sometimes, if information or news, it is attracting us or supporting us, what we are doing, immediately believe that it is correct. We are also pass it to others. That time we are not checking the fact. If sometimes the Pakistan is doing some issues, they are attacking us. China is doing violating the norms. They are entering into our line of control. What we are doing, immediately we are blaming and supporting, the passing the information to others. If the post comes from a famous or trusted person, they are more likely to believe it. Sometimes, if information is coming from a popular personality or a trusted person, they are also immediately believe it. These are the wrong things. For example, misinformation is very, very huge in the COVID period. Because many information on WhatsApp are coming if you are take this medicine, self-medication, or if you are drinking sanitizer, it will cure the corona or prevent the corona. Like that, many information are passed. So what happened? Bleach box and drinking hand sanitizer. Poison center cases rise under COVID-19. They are using household cleaning items and prescription medicines behind many poisoning. Non-prescription medicines. Sorry. They are simply understanding that the alcohol, if the 99% alcohol, more than 70% alcohol, if there is in the sanitizer, it will cure or prevent the COVID infection, corona infection. So without any verification or doctor's prescription, they consume the sanitizer. It affects the health. So they are went to the poison center of the hospital. COVID-19 positive patient drinks sanitizer in UP. Condition now critical. Faridabad, COVID-19 positive chemist tries to self-medicate to ward off symptoms. Book. Simply we are going for some self-medication. The chemist, whoever working in the pharmacy, they are giving some self-medication without prescription of the doctor, physician. It affects our health. But this kind of information is going very virally. Not only like this, many, if you are drinking some herb or leaf, if you are making some tea from this leaf, that leaf, it will control the corona. Whether it is, all these information are not verified. Just they are passing based on the trust. But it should be verified with the doctor. Otherwise, maybe some of the herbs not give any side effects, but it won't control the corona. So media and information literacy is very important for everyone. What is the concept? The MIL is based on human rights and it is considered a fundamental condition where anyone can enjoy the right to freedom of expression and the right to information. MIL emphasizes the media and information literate citizens are able to access, receive, critically evaluate, create, use, and disseminate information, the content in all forms. Media and information literacy skills can be divided in 5 main areas: access, okay, how we are accessing, where we are accessing, analysis and comprehension. Once we are access to the information, we should analyze. We should analyze and comprehend whether it is correct, how it is received, what are the sources are there, okay, who sent it, from which agency or which organization, then critical evaluation, then use, then finally creation and engagement. After that, you can create and send it to the others. Characteristics of literacy, media literacy. In today's digital environment, the interrelated aspects of literacy are converging. Media and information literacies are closely connected to the growing influence of digital technologies. Okay, the participants involved in process of creating, producing information and media content is very important. We are calling as prosumers because they are producing and consuming. Both are the same persons. In the media literacy, what is the literacy we should have? This is recommended by the UNESCO Media and Information Literacy Cell. We should have literacy, computer literacy, audiovisual literacy, information literacy, news literacy, media literacy, digital literacy, multimedia, so many literacies. That means whatever we are using, whatever we are accessing, we have some knowledge to utilize the thing correctly. Okay. Audience are citizens and users. The audience are also citizens, they're also users. The target and active audiences, active citizens and users, consumers negotiate their own meanings based on what they bring to a text. Audiences have expectation of media industries based on transparency, accountability, and fairness. Users, consumers have personal, economic, social, and cultural needs for information. New competences of MIL. What are the competences we need to understand the MIL? The networking, online and offline. Etiquette. That means etiquette, how we have to behave and our attitude like that. That is how we are behaving in the internet. That is called an etiquette. Then privacy protection. Then critical thinking and problem solving through gaming and other possible areas. Interacting with artificial intelligence. These are the new competences are needed to understand and use the media and information literacy in a proper way. MIL is an etiquette. Even MIL is an etiquette, digital etiquette. This is a set of rules of conduct for internet users. Observance of digital etiquette is an obligatory requirement for competent use of media in the new information and communication landscape. The competency, are we having the competency to use the internet perfect in a correct manner? That is coming under etiquette. Then media education. In another declaration by the UNESCO, it recognizes that media education will be the most effective when parents, educators, media workers, and decision makers are aware of the role in the development of critical thinking among listeners, viewers, and readers. The media education, like we are emphasizing in to the government to incorporate the sex education in the school curriculum, university curriculum. Like that, we have to emphasize, as a media educator, we have to emphasize the media education should be the part of the school education. Otherwise, the young minds, the school-going children, they are using all this information, they are believing all this information without any verification. It will affect their knowledge, understanding, mindset, believing. Sometimes, if they are getting some information, they are following a wrong way. Okay. So the media and information literacy, media education is very important. A greater degree of integration between education and media systems and communication will undoubtedly be an important step in the path to improving the efficiency of education. In the media and information literacy, the critical thinking aspect is an integral aspect. We have to think critically. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is different from normal thinking. The critical thinking is the analysis of information to form a judgment. It is reasonable, reflective thinking that is focused on deciding our action. We have to think critically means to analyze the information from different perspectives, to compare it with similar information, to evaluate information critically, to conclude objectively, to decide what to believe and do. These are the things coming under critical thinking. The media and information literacy, the critical thinking part is very important. It's like a heart of MIM. If you have critical thinking, you won't affected by any wrong information or wrong news. If you want to understand more about the critical thinking, you can see this picture. What are the things are available? What are the images are there? Old man. Then okay, old man, house, overall man, lamps, boy sitting, two houses, two boat. Yes, you can see the thing slide. Sometimes we see things a lot differently than others, even when starring at same image. The same image, if my understanding, my image is different. For others, that is different. You know, we are seeing the sky in the morning or evening. There are a lot of clouds. We are looking the clouds in a new. We can see lot of images in the cloud. We can see the lot of images based on our understanding, our wish. Okay, but any images are there? Nothing. We have to check it properly. It is very important what we see, hear, and feel, and how we respond to the situation. In Tamil, there is a proverb, என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? பார்க்கறதெல்லாம் நம்ப கூடாது. என்ன பண்ணணும்? வெரிஃபை பண்ணணும். We have to verify everything. கண்ணால் காண்பதும் பொய், காதால் கேட்பதும் பொய், தீர விசாரிப்பதே மெய். Am I correct? That is very important for media. Whatever you are seeing in the news bulletins, what are the things, what are the information we are getting from other sources, we have to verify. Otherwise, maybe television and newspaper, we have whatever information or news we are getting from the television channel or newspaper, that is more correct because they are already verified by the professional journalists. But in the social media, we are not. So we are not getting correct information. So we have to apply this. Which proverb? Whatever we are seeing, that is not correct. Whatever we are hearing, that is also not correct. Whatever we are understanding through thorough verification, that's only correct. Okay. Another one thing that sometimes we want to pleasing everyone. The truth about pleasing everyone. Why we are pleasing? If you want to please everyone, what will happen? We have to adjust ourselves. That is for life it is okay. But sometimes if want to give some information or instruction, that time if we want to please all the members of a department or college or your family or in a community, what will happen? You are manipulating the information. You are manipulating the information for each and everyone. So finally, what will happen? The information will be misinformation or disinformation. I want to tell a story. It is already, maybe most of the people already heard this story. A short story. You can see the images next. Through these images, you can understand the story easily. I hope. The story of father, his son, and the donkey. Scenario 1, the son riding the donkey, father is walking along with them. So whoever see the scenario, people told that shameless, son is riding the donkey while his father is walking. Young people these days have no respect for the elders or father. So what will happen? For the younger boy is getting down. Next scenario, father riding the donkey while son is now walking. Then some other people saw the situation. They said, shame on the cruel father to let his poor little son drudge along. Their perception is like that. Everyone is saying some comments. So what will happen? Scenario 3, both decided to ride the donkey. Both are sitting on the donkey. What people say, aren't you ashamed of yourself for overloading the poor donkey? We are putting overload. The donkey can't walk properly. They are saying like that. Then scenario 4, both were confused. Now they decided not to ride the donkey. So they walking along with donkey. Donkey is coming freely. So some other people said, how stupid. They have a mule. Yet they are both walking. Correct? So the people will always have something to say. If you please all and you will please none. It is very, very suitable for the information. If you want to give it to, if you want to pass it to some of the persons, don't manipulate it. Just pass it whatever you get it. For a critical thinker, you have to think critically. That time you have to be an independent. Your thinking should not be directed by others. You need not sitting along with others to make to think and come to a conclusion. So be an independent thinker. The time you should be alone. Otherwise, others' opinion, others' ideas will affect your thinking process. It will also affect your decision. Why critical thinking is important? To take evidence-based decisions. To take evidence-based decisions. Because for the critical thinking, the evidence is must. Why throughout the world the this English medicine, allopathy medicine, why it is popular throughout the world, even though many other medicines in India, Ayurveda, Siddha, other things, Unani, homeopathy, many medicines are there. Medicinal systems are there. Why allopathy is getting more popular? Got more popular because each and every medicine, every medicine, the process, the production process, the use, and everything, they have some evidences. That's why it is believed by and used by many people throughout the world. The critical thinking is based on evidence-based decisions. Critical thinking is to promote good information practices. The critical thinking is important to become smart consumers. Okay. Who are smart? Whoever use it properly. Whoever use the resources properly, they are very smart to become responsible citizens. Okay. Basics of information hygiene. Actually, nowadays we are using the word hygiene. In the last November, I presented my research work in European Parliament. Before that, I also presented the same work in UNESCO's World Press Freedom Day in Ethiopia and Finland. I presented my research work on news hygiene and information hygiene. Because hygiene means it is not, it is a genuine one. It is a pure one. It is not mixed by any other unwanted things. Am I correct? The news or information should be given in a prepared and disseminated in a hygiene situation. If a news reporter following the news hygiene or whoever giving some information, if they are following hygienic process means they should not add any other related materials. It should not be exaggerated. It should not be lie. It should not have any other things. Only truth should be there. Only truth should be there. That is called information hygiene or news hygiene. First, check the source. Is the message or information coming from a credible authority or expert on the subject? If you are receiving a message, if you are seeing the message, you must know whether it is coming from a credible authority or expert on the particular subject. If I am saying something about nuclear energy, is it correct? My information will be correct wrong? Not at all. You must know the expert or credible authority. Verify and corroborate the message from other authoritative sources, news media, or fact checkers. You need to verify the information and corroborate with the message from other sources. Maybe the same information or news, it is published in some other newspapers or media or social media platform. You have to corroborate, compare. Okay. Analyze the evidence shared. Sometimes they are giving the evidence also. Okay. Because we already discussed, the duplicate is looking looking perfect more than an original. So we have to check the evidence. Sometimes they are putting, I already told you an example, the Prime Minister Relief Fund information they created like Indian government website, they pass it to someone, many people, they got money, okay. Like that, many things are happening. So you have to verify, analyze the evidence. Part of the evidence, if they are supporting some evidence, you can go to the original website, okay, and check it. Do not share until verified. Before you have to share with others, you need to verify it. Otherwise, don't give it to others. If it is not verified, you should not give it to others. You should not pass it to others. Because you are not believing. If you are not believing, why you are share with others? Okay. If the source is nice, authoritative, or informed, is this yes nice source? If it is a source, is it correct or wrong? Check the authoritative and informed. Then named, who is it? Do we know full identity of the source or sender? Sometimes some popular newspaper television journalists, they are putting their name. We have to check their full identity. Sometimes they are using the journalist name for passing the information, passing the false information. Okay. Then independent. Does the source have anything to gain by making false statements? Then corroborated. What backs up the source claim? Documents. What do other sources say? You have to compare with other sources, then evidence. Okay. What source is verification? The process of tracing the source of information and verifying if the source is reliable. Information can be social media posts, websites, or verbal information. The reliability of the information depends on the reliability of the source. The reliability of the information depends on the reliability of the source. So you have to verify the source. Source is the very, very important aspect of correct information. How to verify the text images? Okay, you are getting some text information, text messages. How to check it? Check the source. If the message or information coming from a credible authority or expert on the subject. Verify and corroborate. Okay, analyze the evidence. Then go to the related website. For example, many guidelines are coming in the name of ICMR. ICMR is the Indian Council for Medical Research. Okay. Whether it is true or not, you can go log in the open the website of the ICMR, see the guidelines, check it whether the information coming from them, because they are published. You have to check it in the reliable sources, websites. Then WhatsApp post. I am giving some of the small, simple techniques because the fact checking and verification is a bigger area. It should be included practical things. So I am giving some simple techniques. Look for the sign. In the WhatsApp, there is a forwarding sign, you know. This indicates the post is not original and has been forwarded. You may want to investigate the post carefully. If the post have double sign, it means it has been forwarded multiple times. So please be alert before sharing it further. You could be unknowingly sharing the misinformation. Okay. You have to check these signs properly. Verify WhatsApp messages. How? Do a simple Google text search. What is the information? You can copy and paste into the Google search engine. Look at what other sources are saying. You know, many other websites or newspapers or related department websites or government websites or documents, what they are saying. Step 3, check authentic and official websites for information. Then you have to check the official authoritative authentic websites, then compare the information. Then you can pass or believe or pass it. Yes, how you can check it? If you are putting some messages before the original website, some other websites are coming. So you have to be very careful. Okay. Then photo verification. Sometimes we are getting a lot of photos, images. There was a photograph, the previous former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, he touched the Sonia Gandhi's feet. That kind of images spreaded in the during the last parliament election. That time it was verified that is not Sonia Gandhi. Some other senior people who respected by Manmohan Singh. But simply they said that this is the great prime minister, the great economist, is touching the feet of political his Congress political party leader. But it's not correct. This kind of images are coming and going. Many. Then other information regarding our prime minister. There was a award given to our current prime minister Modi. He is the very best prime minister in the world. That kind of award given to him. That kind of information spreaded with the photo. Okay, it was also verified. The UNESCO does not give any award to any prime minister. Maybe our prime minister is a good and effective. We can say on our own, but it is not a function of UNESCO. UNESCO won't give any such kind of award to any prime minister in the world. That time, if you want to check the image, you have to upload it is called a reverse image checking. Okay. Normally, if you want to need some images in the Google, we are doing whatever you want. If you want an image for TV or computer or some location, you can type in the images, you can get the images. But if you want to check this particular image is correct or not, you have to upload this particular image in the reverse image option, then you can check it. The related images, all the related images will come there, that you can verify the photograph whether it is correct or not. Okay, that is called reverse image search. You can see where all the image has been used online and in what context. It tells you if an image is old or if it is appeared earlier on the web. You still have to work out the source. Infinite patience required. Patience is very important. Otherwise, we can pass the false information or unverified information to others. Like that, video verification is also there. Many tools are available for video verification. Okay. For video verification is all about observing and listening for clues. There is no single rule which can help you find a video. Often, reverse image search will not yield the result. This is when pertinent keyword search is applied. Use search engines generously. If nothing works, then find a primary source and contact him or her. But we can't contact all the related people directly. They are not able to, they are not accessible. What we can do, many tools, free tools and some paid tools, softwares are available online. You can use it for video verification. A quick template for verification of video. In the video, you can check the particular building or landmarks. Topography can be cross-referenced using satellite maps or Google Earth. Maybe in your video, some buildings or location is coming. You can search that particular location in the Google or any other search engines. You can get some photographs or video, then you can compare. Okay, like that you can check the flags, emblems. For example, one time there was a procession done by some Muslim parties in some states. I think Maharashtra or Canada, I don't know. I don't remember. The time the information spread that particular Muslim party is having the Pakistan flag. They accused like that, but in the video verification, that is a false information spreaded against the particular Muslim party. They are having their own flag, but the green color only is the same. Okay, like that, many other things are there to check the photograph and video. This is one of the free tool available for video verification. The tool is called InVid. Okay. How to use this software? You can go and try to understand and use it. There are many steps. There is no time to explain all these things. Okay, you can verify all the things. Then many fact-checking websites are also there. One is Alt News. Then AFP Fact Check, BBC Reality Check, Boom Live, First Check, Viswas News, Checkpoint for WhatsApp fake news. There is a WhatsApp number. Then Press Information Bureau for government related, our government of India related information. Okay. Like that, many fact-checking websites and organizations are there. Some independent fact checkers are also available. Okay. Now we are coming to the end of this session. Now I want to ask some questions or give some questions. You can ask yourself, what is the purpose of this media and information? If you want to know, if you want to if you want to get competence in media and information literacy, you must ask all these questions. What is the purpose of this particular media or information? If information or media is coming, why it is coming? Why this information is coming? We must know the purpose. Then we should ask the question, or we should understand that how is this produced? How this is produced? It is produced originally or some collected videos or information or text or image or video, anything. Then who created it? Who created it? That is very important. Who is the intended audience? How do you know? Okay, when some information is coming, who are the actual audience? Some of the intended audience for each and every information. Not one single information is not for all the audience. Okay. What is the main message? If you are giving some information, what is the core message? Then, due to this information or media, who benefits and what they gain? If some information is coming, what is the benefit or gain they are getting? We must know. How can I identify and define this need? What are my information needs? If I am a user, I need some information. So I have some needs. Based on our needs only, we have to access the information. We should not access all the information. So how can I identify and define this need? This need based on our some daily life or entertainment or education or some financial transactions. What kind of information? What is our own purpose, our own need? We must know. Does the information I need exist in the form I need it? If not, what action can I take? If I need some information, is it available in the same format? That question is very important. How to understand, organize, and assess the information found? Okay, if you find the information, how to understand, how to organize, how to assess? Okay, all these things are very important. Then how can I present this information in usable formats? If you want to pass it to others, okay. If you want to pass it to others, how can I present it? In what format, what platform? That is very important. How can I preserve, store, and reuse, record, and archive the information. If I am getting information, how can I preserve, store, reuse, record, and archive the information? That is also important. Otherwise, if you want the information again, you have to go and search repeatedly. So you have to preserve it in a perfect manner. Maybe researchers can easily understand this point. Now many softwares or tools available. Earlier days also, there are some traditional methods of preservation of information was there. If you are doing the review of literature for your research, that time you can use the earlier the literature cards are there. That time they can write the information, the literature citation, then the journal and other information, which volume, which journal, who published it, when it is published. All this information can preserve in a literature cards. Now so many softwares are available like Mendeley, other softwares. You can preserve the information in the Mendeley and other softwares. Like that, you can use some good tools. Okay, it is very useful for your future reference and make it for some other formats. Okay, these are the questions very important if want to improve your competence in media and information literacy area. Okay, this you can apply this media and information literacy in various approaches, not only for information and news, in the health aspect also. How much time we can use the media, how much time we can access the social media platforms, because youngsters and school students, everyone now, without any age difference, they are using the media continuously for several hours. It affects their health, mental perception, mental well-being, everything will be affected. So you can approach this ML through the health aspects also. You can create some, if a particular student or this age group can access this much time for these purposes. That kind of approaches can be given for better understanding. Okay. Then the time is also getting over. I am also going to finish my presentation. Thank you. If you have any questions, we can ask, we can discuss. Now I am closing my screen. Okay. If you want any question, please ask.
Sir, this is Vijay, sir. I don't have any question. Am I audible, sir? Sir, this is Vijay. Am I audible?
Vijay, please wait.
One second.
Sir, this is Vijay.
Yes, please. Yes.
Sir, I don't have any question, but I have something to say. It was a very interesting session and a very informative session which you have conducted. Thanks a lot for giving that knowledge to us, sir.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you.
Any more question?
Yes. Is there any other questions?
Okay, thank you, sir, for your highly informative session with the full of hygiene information. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Padre.